A World Teacher Organization Guide. Chapter 1. World Teacher Organizations. World Teacher Organizations 1. SETP.info, Central European Teaching Program, Public School Teaching in Hungary and Romania. AsiaCouncil.org, Colorado China Council. Teachers in Universities and Colleges in China. CIEE.org/Teach, Council on International Educational Exchange. JETprogram.org, Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. talk.go.kr/talk_news/main/main_eng.jsp, Teach and Learn in Korea. WorldTeach.org, World Teach, International. World Teacher Organizations 2. AFS International Intercultural Programs. 71 West 23rd St. 17th FL. NYC 10010. AFS.org. America Mideast Educational and Training Services, Inc. Mideast. 1117th St. NW. Washington, D.C. 20036. Mideast.org. American Council on Education. 1 DuPont Circle. Washington, D.C. 20036. asenet.edu/HENA. American Educational Research Association. 1230 17th St. Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20036. ERA. Net. American Association for Adult and Continuing Education. AI. 2102 Wilson Boulevard. STE 925. Arlington, Virginia 22201. AOS.org. American Educational Research Association, AERA. 1237th St. NW. Washington, D.C. 20036. ERA.net. American University of Beirut. 305 East 45th St. NYC 10017. American University in Cairo. 866 UN Plaza. NYC 10017. American Association for Adult and Continuing Education. 2102 Wilson Boulevard. Number 925. Arlington, Virginia 22201. AOS.org. Association for the Advancement of International Education. Thompson House. Westminster College. New Wilmington, Pennsylvania 16172. 412-946-7192. Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development. 1703 Beauregard St. Alexandria, Virginia 22311. ASCD.org. Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development, ASCD. 1703 Beauregard St. Alexandria, Virginia 22311. ASCD.org. Associations and Resources for Educators. AFS International Intercultural Programs. 71W.23rd St. 17th FL. NYC 10010. AFS.org. Australia Teacher Selection Program. California State University. Hayward, California 94542. Bulletin of Overseas Teaching Opportunities. 72 Franklin Avenue. Ocean Grove, New Jersey 07756. Monthly Chronicle of Higher Education. Number 700. 1255 23rd St. Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20037. 202-466-1050. Chronicle.com. Weekly Council for International Exchange of Scholars. 3007 Tilden St. Northwest. STE5L. Washington, D.C. 20008. SEAS.org. Department of Defense Education Activity. 4040 North Fairfax Drive Web Building. Arlington, Virginia 22203. DOTA.edu. Department of Defense. Office of Dependence Schools. 2461 Eisenhower Avenue, Alexandria, Virginia 22331. odedodia.edu. Department of Defense Dependence Schools. Teacher Recruitment Section. 4040 North Fairfax Drive, Arlington, Virginia 22203-1634. 703-696-3269. Department of Education. Teacher Education Branch. International Education Program. Washington, D.C. 20202. ed.gov. Free booklet, Opportunities Abroad for Teachers. Department of State. Washington, D.C. 20520. usajob.opm.gov/ei26.hdm. Department of Defense Dependents. School. Recruitment Unit. 4040 North Fairfax Drive, Arlington, Virginia 22203-1634. 703-696-3067. odedodia.edu. odedodia.edu/pers/employment. Education International. 5. BD du ROI. 1210 Brussels, Belgium. 32 2 224 0611. Head office at ei-ie.org. ei-ie.org. Educational Research Service. 2000 Clarendon Boulevard, Arlington, Virginia 22201. ers.org. Educational Research Service, ERS. 2000 Clarendon Boulevard, Arlington, Virginia 22201. ers.org. English Teaching Forum, USIA. 301 4th St. Southwest, Washington, D.C. 20547. Exchanges.state.gov/forum. World Teacher Organizations 3. Experiment in International Living. epub 676. Kipling, R.D. Brattleboro, Vermont 05302. 800-257-7751. Experiment.org. Information on teaching positions worldwide. Federal Education Association. 1201 16th St. Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20036. 202-822-7850. FIAOnline.org. Friends of World Teaching and Nursing. epub 1049. San Diego, California 92112-1049. FAUT.com. Friends of World Teaching and Nursing. epub 1049. San Diego, California 92112-1049. 619-275-4066. FAUT.com. Fulbright Teacher Exchange Program. U.S. Information Agency. 600 Maryland Avenue, SW. Number 320. Washington, D.C. 20024. 202-314-3520. grad.usda.gov/international/ftep.html. General Board for Global Ministries. United Methodist Church. 475 Riverside Drive, NYC 10115. gbgm-umc.org. Insider. epub 6095. Rockville, Maryland 20850. 800-444-7650. Biweekly, non-teaching jobs in education. Instant alert. 15 Orchard St. Wellesley Hills, Massachusetts 02181. 617-237-0887. Monthly listings of 200+ teaching jobs overseas. Institute of International Education. 809 United Nations Plaza, NYC 10017. iie.org. Institute of International Education. 809, United Nations Plaza. NYC 10017. IIE.org. Institute of International Education. 809, United Nations Plaza. New York, New York, 10017. 212-883-8200. IIE.org. International Educators Cooperative, Inc. 212 Olcott Road. Falmouth, Massachusetts 02536. 508-540-8173. Fax, 508-540-8173. Jobs in South America, Caribbean. International Schools Services. 15 Roselle Road. POB 59L0. Princeton, New Jersey 08543. ISS.edu. International Schools Services, Inc. POB 5910. Princeton, New Jersey 08543. 609-452-0990. ISS.edu. International Education Placement Hotline. Box 676, Kipling RD. Brattleboro, VT 055302. 802-258-3397. Monthly Newsletter. International Schools Services. 15 Roselle Road. POB 5910. Princeton, New Jersey 08543. ISS.edu. International Educators Institute. 445 RW Center St. POB 103. West Bridgewater, Massachusetts 02379. 508-362-1414. Fax, 508-362-1411. tieinline.com. Newspaper with teacher ads. International Schools Services. 15 Roselle Road. Princeton, New Jersey 08543. ISS.edu. Jobs in Education. Number 455. 615 Main St. Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania 18360. Monthly. National Education Association. 1201 16th St. Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20036. NEA.org. National Clearinghouse for Bilingual Education, NCBE. The George Washington University. Center for the Study of Language and Education. 2011 St. NW. Number 260. Washington, D.C. 20037. ncbe.gwu.edu. National Center for Education Statistics. U.S. Department of Education. 1990 St. NW. Washington, D.C. 20006. nces.ed.gov. National Education Association, NEA. 1201 16th St. NW. Washington, D.C. 20036. NEA.org. National Center for Education Statistics. U.S. Department of Education. 1990 St. NW. Washington, D.C. 20006. nces.ed.gov. National Association for Foreign Student Affairs, NAFSA. Association of International Educators. 1875 Connecticut Avenue. NW. Number 1000. Washington, D.C. 20009-5728. NAFSA. Org. National Clearinghouse for Bilingual Education. The George Washington University. Center for the Study of Language and Education. 2011 St. NW. Number 260. Washington, D.C. 20037. ncbe.gwu.edu. National Association for Foreign Student Affairs, NAFSA. Association of International Educators. 1875 Connecticut Ave NW. Washington, D.C. 20009-5728. NAFSA.org. Near East College Association. 305 East 45th St. NYC 10017. Jobs in Turkey and Greece. Office of Overseas Schools. U.S. Department of State. Number 245, SA 29. Washington, D.C. 20522-2902. 202-875-6220. 703-875-7800. state.gov/www/about_state/schools/oteaching.html. state.gov/m/a/os. Overseas Academic Opportunities. 72 Franklin Avenue. Ocean Grove, New Jersey 07756. 908-774-1040. Monthly. Overseas Teaching Opportunities. epub 1049. SD California 92112-1049. 619-275-4066. Sells listings of schools for countries. Overseas Academic Opportunities. 949 East 29th St. 2nd floor. Brooklyn, New York 11210. Overseas Placement Service for Educators. University of Northern Iowa. Students Services Center No. 19. Cedar Falls, Iowa 50614. 319-273-2083. uni.edu/placement/overseas. Overseas Personnel Programs. National Board of YMCAs. 291 Broadway. NYC 10007. ymca.org. ymca.net. Peace Corps of the United States. 1111 20th St. Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20526. 800-424-8580. peacecorps.gov. Personnel Officer. Public School System. Northern Mariana Islands. epub 1370. CK Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands 96950. Professional Development Resource Center. School for International Training. epub 676. Kipling RD. Brattleboro, Vermont 05302. 802-257-7751. Monthly, PDRC Placement Hotline with ads for teachers for overseas work. Recruiting new teachers. 800-45 Teach. Register for International Service Education, RISE. Institute of International Education. 809 United Nations Plaza. NYC 10017. IIE.org. Register for International Service Education. Institute of International Education. 809 United Nations Plaza. NYC 10017. IIE.org. Roberts College. PK8. Babek, Istanbul. Turkey. School for International Training. Box 676. Brattleboro, Vermont 05301. SIT.edu. School for International Training. Box 676. Brattleboro, Vermont 05301. SIT.edu. Search Associates. epub 100. Mountaintop, Pennsylvania 18707. 717-474-0370. School Teachers for Jobs Worldwide, several $100 fee. Southern Center for International Studies. 320 West Paces Ferry Road. Atlanta, Georgia 30305. 404-261-5763. Teachers Overseas Recruitment Center. National Teacher Placement Bureau. epub 609027. Cleveland, Ohio 44109. 216-741-3771. state.gov/m/dghr/flo/rsrcs/pub/2042.htm. Teachers Overseas Recruitment Center. epub 609027. Cleveland, Ohio 44109. 216-741-3771. Teaching and Projects Abroad. Gerard House, Rustington, West Sussex. BNI 6 Law 01903859911. Fax 01903785779. info@teaching-abroad.co.uk. teachingabroad.co.uk. Teaching Opportunities Overseas Bulletin. 949 East 29th St. Brooklyn, New York 11210. 718-706-4898. TESOL Bulletin. 700 S. Washington. Number 200. Alexandria, Virginia 22314. 703-836-0774. TESOL.org/careers. The International Educator. The International Educators Institute. 445 RW Center St. epub 103. West Bridgewater, Massachusetts 02379. tieinline.com. The International Educator. epub 513. Camaquid, Massachusetts 02637. 508-362-1414. tieinline.com. Times Educational Supplement. Quadrant Subscription Services, Ltd. Oakfield House, Perry Mount RD. Haywoods Heath, West Sussex RH 163DH. England. tes.co.uk. Times Educational Supplement. Quadrant Subscription Services, Ltd. Oakfield House, Perry Mount RD. Haywoods Heath, West Sussex RH 16311. England. tes.co.uk. Trust Territories of the Pacific Islands. Ft. Mason, Building. Number 122. SF, California 94123. UN. Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. NYC 10017. UNESCO.org. Ask for free booklet listing organizations in other countries where you can apply to teach. They hire college professors and people with doctorates. U.S. Department of State. Office of Overseas Schools. Room H328, SA1. Washington, D.C. 20522-0132. 202-261-8200. state.gov/www/about_state/schools/ofront.html. U.S. Department of Education. 415 12th St. Northwest. Number 706. Washington, D.C. 20004. ed.gov. Summer Employment for U.S. Teachers Abroad. U.S. State Department. American-sponsored overseas schools. A/OS Room 245 SA29. Department of State. Washington, D.C. 20522-2902. State.gov. U.S. Department of Education. 415 12th St. N.W. Number 706. Washington, D.C. 20004. ed.gov. Summer Employment Service for U.S. Teachers Abroad. United Church Board for World Ministries. 475 Riverside Drive. NYC 10115. Teaching Opportunities in High Schools. United Nations School. 24-50 E River Drive. NYC 10002. UN.org. If you're a teacher, you can teach these children. Of UN employees. University of Northern Iowa. Overseas Placement Service for Educators. East Gym, number 113A. Cedar Falls, 1A50614-0390. uni.edu/placement/overseas. University of Northern Iowa. Overseas Placement Service for Educators. East Gym, number 113A. Cedar Falls, Iowa, 50614-0390. uni.edu/placement/overseas. World Teach. Harvard Institute for International Development. 1. Elliott St. Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02138-5705. 800-4 Teach 0. 617-495-5527. WorldTeach.org. Places college graduates as teachers worldwide. YMCA Overseas Service Corps. 909 4th Avenue. Seattle, Washington, 98104. 206-382-5008. YMCA.org. Organizations that place teachers or help place teachers. IECAonline.com, Independent Educational Consultants Association. NAFSA.org, Association of International Educators, NAFSA. AAIE.org, Association for the Advancement of International Education. ECIS.org, European Council of International Schools, ESIS. ISAschools.org, International Schools Association. IIE.org, Institute of International Education. EARCOS.org, East Asia Regional Council of Schools. Department of Defense Education Activity. 4040 North Fairfax Drive Web Building. Arlington, Virginia 22203. DOTA.edu. Friends of World Teaching P.O. Box 301,994. Escondido, California 92030-1994. 760-233-0073. Groff at Fauti.com. Fauti.com. Lists English language K-12 schools in over 100 countries. Teacher usually pays airfare, housing, stipend, and/or health insurance may be provided depending on country. International Schools Services. P.O. Box 5910. Princeton, New Jersey 08543. 609-452-0990. Fax 609-452-2690. EDU staffing at iss.edu. iss.edu. Applicants for overseas teaching positions in private American international schools are able to interview in the States at one of ISS's U.S.-based international recruitment centers. Applicants must have a bachelor's degree, 2 years of current K-12 teaching experience, and in most cases teaching certification. Council of International Schools. UK. Office. 21A Lovant St. Petersfield, Hampshire, GU323EL. 011-44-0-1732-63131. Fax 011-44-0-1732-268,913. COIS.org. CIS is a not-for-profit association and a good resource for international education. They also provide teacher and administrative recruitment services. The International Educator, www.tieonline.com. The International Educator. P.O. Box 513. Comaquid, Massachusetts 02637. 508-790-1990. 877-375-6668. Fax 508-790-1922. Subscription service with job postings for American and British overseas and international schools. International teaching recruitment fairs. These places hold recruitment fairs for teachers worldwide. Ohio State University. Career Services. 150 ARPs Hall. 1945 North High St. Columbus, Ohio 43210-1172. 614-292-2741. ohiostate.edu. Queen's University. Placement Office. Faculty of Education. Kingston, Ontario K7L3N6. Canada. 613-545-6222. Fax, 613-545-6584. queensu.ca. University of Northern Iowa. Overseas Placement Service for Educators. Cedar Falls, Iowa 50614-0390. 319-273-2083. Fax, 319-273-6998. uni.edu. World Teacher Exchange Programs. angelfire.com/ca/zael/index.html, a worldwide list of teachers seeking teaching exchange partners. assist-inc.org britishcouncil-usail-usail.org/exchanges/tep.html. ccph.com ccproject.org. crossculturaladventures.com ed.gov. educatorexchange.com. exchanges.state.gov. exchanges.state.gov/English teaching. fulbrightchile.cl/teacher_exchange_program.htm. fulbrightteacherexchange.org. heartspring.org/worldreach/teacher-exchange. iie.org. invisiblechildren.com. jetprogrammc.org, the Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. ncuscr.org/?q=program/tep. oxfordseminars.ca/teach_europe/pbs.org/search/programs az.html. transitionsabroad.com. 6fprogram.com/schools. worldlearning.org, Fulbright Teacher Exchange. Canadian Education Exchange Foundation, CEEF. 250 Bayview Drive, Barrie, Ontario L4N4Y8. Canada. 705-739-7596. Fax, 705-739-7764. cf.ca. Teacher Exchange Program for 1 year. Must have 5 years teaching experience. Fulbright Teacher and Administrator. Exchange Program. Graduate School USDA. 600 Maryland Avenue SW. Number 320. Washington, D.C. 20024. 800-726-0479. 202-314-3520. Fax, 202-479-6806. Fulbright@grad.usda.gov. Fulbrightexchanges.org. grad.usda.gov/international/ftep-html. grad.usda.gov/info/fulbright.cfm. Program open to grade school and college teachers. Global Teaching Exchange. The Works Corporation. 4903 Denton, Boise, Idaho 83706. teachingexchanges.com. Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. Embassy of Japan. 2520 Massachusetts Avenue, NW. Washington, D.C. 20008. 800-463-6538. 202-238-6772. jet@embjapan.org. us.emb-japan.go.jp mofa.go.jp/j_info/visit/jet, for non-Americans. Council for International Exchange of Scholars. 3007 Tilden St. Northwest. Number 5L. Washington, D.C. 20008. SEAS.org. Council for International Exchange of Scholars. 3007 Tilden Street Northwest. Number 5L. Washington, D.C. 20008. SEAS.org. Association of International Educators. 1307 New York Avenue, NW. Washington, D.C. 2005. 202-737-3699. Fax, 202-737-3657. NAFSA.org. Promotes the exchange of teachers and scholars worldwide. Fulbright Teacher Exchange Program. USIA. 301 4th St. Southwest. Washington, D.C. 20547. 800-726-0479. 202-382-8586. Fax, 202-401-1433. Advise at usia.gov. usia.gov. Fulbrightexchanges.org. Opportunities Abroad for Educators Booklet. Teacher Exchange Program. U.S. Department of Education. Washington, D.C. 20202. ed.gov. Temporary Exchange Program for Teachers. Fulbright Teacher Exchange Program. 301 4th St. S.W. Washington, D.C. 20547. Fulbrightexchange.org.